up, Rangers? Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnes.
And today I brought Arnes a present that was supposed to be ready for Christmas.
Christmas in July.
Yeah!
Boom!
Not procrastinating and having a bunch of other stuff to work on in the meantime. I'm
actually surprised you got it done this early, to be honest with you.
Waiting for next Christmas so I could be like,
yeah,
I got your present for next one.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you guys had seen, I did a stream of us gluing this thing together. Which, what we have here is a Pegasus Hunter-Killer tank from Terminator 2. Which was a pain in the butt to glue together, if I'm going to be honest.
Was it?
Yes, because it doesn't have any tabs or anything, so you just kind of got to line it up in glue.
That sounds stupid.
So, I had some glue-ish bad marks, and the way I solved the problem was I just made them look like rust. So it looked like rust spots. So
hey, it works, right?
Yeah, so the game plan with this guy, I'm just going to move a little. Hopefully you guys can hear the audio a bit. But I made it more weathered looking than what you see in the movie. Just make the rust lines work a little better. So I also gave him little laser spots.
Pretty much it's been damaged, broken, and left for years.
Yeah, or even just like, it's seen some battles but still patrolling is kind of what I was thinking. And then the display base here weighs a freaking ton, but a lot of it's because I used a really heavy board.
It's heavy.
As a base, because having done stuff like this, if I tried to use the foam boards like I like to, it would just curve and it would break. But the base, I just made it out of foam and then added some plaster of Paris over top of the foam.
It looks really good.
To get the rock look here. And then actually use dirt and rocks from outside, mix it with a bunch of Mod Podge and spread it all over the place. Which gave it texture, and then proceeded to do a wash, and then also while everything was drying, I put little skulls in everywhere. Like what you see in the movie. So it's like, there's one underneath the tread there, you can see the skulls there.
It's so heavy
in the ravines, there's a bunch of skulls.
It's so heavy that Steve's arms are shaking from holding it.
Yes, they start getting a little sore after a while. That you can see there. And the only thing that's holding this thing to the board is because I let it dry in the plaster. So,
that's actually a smart idea.
So this isn't going anywhere. That and the way the treads looked really bad underneath. So doing it this way also hid the treads. So the treads actually look like normal tank treads instead of seeing a seam line somewhere.
Yeah.
And then this can actually still move. So this rotates. Head rotates. And then the guns can rotate side to side. They move up and down. Pops apart real easy, though, I will say that.
My question is, where am I going to put that? That thing is amazing.
Good question. Also, the way I painted it is I painted the entire thing black using an airbrush, and then I used a bunch of silver rub and buff to get this metallic metal look.
Hey, Steve, should I pull like everyone else, just sell that?
On a funny note, I did see somebody was selling some customs, which I did customs for you. You can do whatever you want with them.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
Doesn't hurt my feelings at all. So what do you think? At first, having it in hand.
Let me Dora the Explorer this.
I felt bad about it. That's kind of one of the reasons why I made the display base anyways, because it took so long, I might as well go all out with it, you know? I almost wanted to add little Terminators. Like 3D print little Terminators to put on there. But with the way the Etsy's been doing right now, I haven't really had time, so I figured you can always get little Terminators to do it yourself if you want.
Yeah. You got some old ones right there.
I think the problem is they're too big. Like scale-wise, you probably want them like that big.
Oh, next to it. They have to be like...
Yeah, like they wouldn't be much bigger than they'd be like as big as the wheel.
Damn, Steve, you put a lot of effort into this. I love you. That's great.
The only thing I maybe was concerned is maybe I put too many laser marks, but again, I want it to look like it's been around for a minute and still kind of doing its thing. I also took the little Terminator 2 thing and made it actual...
like a thing.
Little spot for it.
I like the mud effect like on the tires, and that's really good.
You know how I did that?
Huh.
When I was putting the plaster on, I just took a knife and went over the treads with it, let it dry, and then colored it.
That is awesome.
So it's actual dirt. Yeah, I would say in terms of total work time, the model kit you probably could have done in a day. like putting it together is just time consuming because you have to be really careful gluing it together. The positive thing is I use accelerant, so apply a little bit of glue, hook it together, accelerant, wash, rinse, repeat process. You just got to be really careful about going too excessive with the glue, which I still had some issues in a couple of spots. So I had to kind of hide it with my paint job.
There's a smart way to do it because I'm assuming if there's no like any way to hold it except the glue, you're gonna have to put excessive amount of it on here.
Yeah, and then that's the nice thing about paint jobs is you can hide a lot of things with a good paint job. One thing I will say is because it is with rub and buff, if you do touch it and your fingers get a little bit silver on it, don't worry about it. That's just the way how it works. I tried buffing it quite a bit, but it'll still come off a little bit.
There's nothing so far.
I did a few times go over it, like buffed it out, let it sit, buff it out, let it sit. So it should be fine. Also, a fun thing is you use rub and buff, you don't have to clear coat it.
So
because it'll mess it up.
The model kit costs $90. How much the rest of the stuff cost?
For me to put it together, it cost me nothing. If I had to put a value on it, like wood, plaster, foam, you're probably looking about $40. And then dirt from outside was free. I used quite a bit of Mod Podge, so there's probably about like $5 in Mod Podge. Paint.
So about 100.
It's almost all gray, so it's like 99 cents for a big tub of gray.
So about $140 worth of everything.
Yeah, probably around there. I'd say you're closer to 100 because like probably the most expensive thing was the rub and buff.
Well, no, like the model kit was $90. I paid $90 for it, so.
Oh, well, I'd say you're probably like if I was gonna like cost wise, I'd say you're probably more closer to 170.
170.
I would say because you're like probably $30 in paint materials, like paint, glue, stuff like that, and then the extra stuff.
Nice.
If I was going to sell it, I'd probably be looking more like 300
because of the time it took.
Yeah, because like the base was probably like a couple hours for over the course of like 2 days to get it kind of set. Granted, I will say one thing is I definitely maybe could have spent more attention from the back painting it a little better, but you're not going to really see that.
Yeah, it's not going to see the back, it's going to be the front.
So I wasn't super peculiar on a couple of spots. But I definitely want to make sure it wasn't going anywhere. So like
overall, this is amazing. Too bad, like there's no more like these model kits. It's the only one I found.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many. I want the old like the Kane robot from RoboCop 2. There is a model kit, but it's like it's not even worth my time trying to get a hold of.
Why?
Because it costs so much money. It's probably as difficult to put that thing together as that.
Oh, so it's like
it's just a expensive model, time consuming.
So I don't know where I'm gonna put this at.
Yeah, so that was my problem when I started like cut the board because I was like, all right, this is like the good size for this because it's not too much big. It's like just enough space to fit the tank on it, but you can have it like sideways so it gives a little bit of character, and then I could put I tried to keep it as condensed as I could. It's still
oh no, this is great.
Still big.
I will find a spot for this. I will get a personal shelf just for this, just like that custom Big Daddy up there.
Right?
See it? Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, bitch chilling. That was a fun one to do. I definitely say this one's better though.
This one's better?
I was still really pleased with the way that one turned out overall for how simple the materials it was. Like this one's actually more techniques than that one was. The most exciting thing out of the other one is I used resin.
Yeah, this one's skills and that one is just fun, huh?
Yeah. And even then, that was kind of fun because you know how like a blast it is just to take a bunch of plaster of Paris and just look it all over everything. The best thing is I got pictures of it when I was putting it together. It just looks like mayonnaise. It's what the base looked like when I first put the layers on.
I do like the articulation in this thing.
Yeah, it's like you're never going to move the body, but like you still get a bit of play with the top.
It has articulation where I want it to be. This, like down here, you never touch. But
yeah, because you don't want to ever touch the wheels because you don't want to mess with the treads.
Yeah.
There's not really, and then the way it's sitting on the display. Like I said, it might be kind of cool to maybe have like a vehicle or something smashed, but wasn't really sure
In
what
due
to go
time,
about with
Pinky.
that. And I didn't want to make it too big because if you add more vehicles or something, then expands it out. If I want to add broken buildings, expands it out.
Yep.
Can always make a backdrop though for it.
This is awesome. I already know where I'm going to put it at. I'll knock everything Rochelle's off of that table over there she used for study and put it right there.
Seems like good stuff to me. I would say you could put it underneath the TV where the Xbox is, but it might be too big.
No,
Too
but we can get rid of the whole row of Segas and put it right there. Because we have...
Do you ever turn on that Xbox?
Which one?
The regular Xbox. The Xbox, not the Xbox and either numerical numbers.
We have Xbox Series X. We have the white Xbox. We have Scorpio Edition. We have 360. And then we have the original. There's a lot of Xboxes there, sir.
And you know how many of them ever get turned on? All but one.
That is not true. When we played a Terminator game, the old Xbox got turned on, remember?
Yeah, it's like for like video purposes, it gets popped on once in a while, but it's like, like the 360 games, anything we're gonna play, you can play still on the new one. So it's like, you move that, you put that there, then it's like front and center, and just box up the other ones.
You know the sad thing is, I still have like 2-3 systems that got no room up here.
Right? That's the thing, because you literally just need one Xbox, maybe the old one, but like the 360 and up, you don't really need here.
But each one of these is a different Xbox, though. Each one is a better version of it.
And to be honest, you don't even need all the old systems because you got the retro on it. There's like,
but I got.
Well, granted, the retro doesn't really work right, so I can understand.
I got a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 4, 3.
Like, why do you need the two Sega Genesises?
Because each one is different.
But they both play the same games.
One is 16-bit and one is not 16-bit.
But they both play the same games.
No.
They both. The Genesis, you can still play the other ones on.
But
The
if I'm worried about that, I can just leave the small Genesis and play it on that because it plays all the games on it.
Exactly. And it takes up even less space.
Don't you judge me.
Coming from the guy that has like 4 different variations of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers all on the same scale. And the entire cast, but still.
Jerk.
I have reasons.
Bad. I'll figure out.
One's more muscular than the others.
That is true. See, it makes all the difference.
Makes headcanon sense. That's all that matters.
Just like the Segas. The one is stronger, bigger than the other one, or, better. So, it counts. I don't think I need the 7-8 Xbox controls are just chilling there, but...
Yeah. Also, what does this really have to do with this Terminator?
Anyway, thank you, Steve. I appreciate this. Is amazing. Thank you. It's speechless. It's that good.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
I do.
I don't ever want to do one again.
But Steve...
I still have a alien queen. The baby, life-size baby alien queen that's been sitting on my craft table forever.
Oh, I know what you're talking
because
about.
I have to fill in the gaps, and I just haven't done it. And that's been there since I've started doing customs. One of these days I'll get to it. Because I did the other chest burster. That turned out really good.
Yeah,
I literally do the exact same thing for the paint job. It is put a bunch of red and orange on it, and then you wipe it all off. And then you're done.
Overall, fantastic.
Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. So help us defeat those guys by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a Ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Guys, like people today, what you want to donate. We greatly appreciate it. Also, if you guys would like to get yourselves some Terminator figures, link in the description for Entertainment Earth. You can go buy yourselves some toys and help support the channel. Anyway, see you guys next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.